Hello everyone, really well done on your work from yesterday. People were, honestly, all the work I got, almost all of it was correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to look more today at converting time. We are going to look at converting some other metric units. But since we're looking at time, I thought it'd be best if we look at this first. So what units are on this clock face here? And it looks a bit weird without the arrows on it. Well, of course, the largest unit is an hour. And the clock shows 12 hours, and there are 24 hours in a day. So you've got the AM and the PM. AM stands for anti-meridian, PM stands for post-meridian, which we think of as the morning and the afternoon. And there are 60 minutes an hour, so each of the big numbers on the clock, in addition to showing you what time of day it is, what hour, it also marks 5 minutes in between it. This should all be pretty basic stuff. Probably many of you have known how to tell the time since year 2, but it's important for what we're going to do. So here's a question for you to try. How many hours are equal to 120 minutes? Well, of course, if we go to it, you can work out 120. How many lots of 60 is that? It's going to be 2 lots of 60. 120 divided by 60 is 2. So here are a bunch of questions I'm going to want you to do. This is mostly practice from yesterday, so I'm not going to explain too much about it. I will tell you the first one. Remember, to go from meters to kilometers, we want to, excuse me, need to get my pen. We want to divide by 1000. So, whoops, not that one. Let's do it up here. That's going to be 655 divided by 1000. So here we are going to be using our knowledge of place value. We're not bothering with the bus stop or anything here. You can, but we're not going to. Just to get 0.655 because everything's moved 3 over. So give these a go now. Pause the video, and then when we come back, I'll tell you the answers. Okay, so this one up here is going to be 80.065 kg. Or if you wanted it just in grams, it'd be 80,065 grams. This one is 0.865. Notice the pattern there? 700 centimeters, that's 7 meters, which 70 is 0.7 meters. 7 centimeters in meters is going to be 0.07. These decimal points are really important. And here, this gets really tricky. If you want to go from centimeters to kilometers, well, here what I would actually do is I'd say 0.07 meters divided by 1000. So you're going to get 0.00007. Well done if you managed to work that one out. The key thing is to know here that you've got these ones from the 1000, and you've got these ones. Sorry, let me change the color here so it's a bit easier to see. You've got these ones here, which are from the one up here. Do you see? Okay, moving on to time here. How many days are in a week? Well, of course, there's 7. So here I'm going to go back to red. Here we've got 35 divided by 7. The answer is 5. So it's going to be 5 weeks. 3 litres and 400 millilitres. So that's going to be 3.4 litres. You can do the zeros. Don't need them because they're after decimal point. And finally, for this one, we're going to need to put a decimal point in here. So you're going to get 2.456 millimeters. I'm going through this one nice and quickly because this is the work we did yesterday. But if you got stuck at any point and you want to ask for help, please do email me. Now we're going to move on to look at some time problems. So here we go. The film Animal Metropolis is 108 minutes long. How would you convert this to hours and minutes? And then how could you calculate the finishing time when the film starts at 14:25? Give that a go. You probably want to draw maybe a model for this one, or definitely make some notes. Okay, let's have a look at it. If you want to work this one out, firstly, you're going to want to divide the number of minutes by 60 to get the whole number of hours. In this case, that means you've got 1 hour, 60 minutes, because you had 108 divided by 60. Means there's 0 here, 0 here, but there's going to be 1 here and a remainder of 48. Well, if you like, you can take 108 and you can split it into 60 and into 48. And this one here is the 1 hour. Now if you've got the 1 hour, you're now going to say you've got 48 minutes left over. That means you've got 1 hour and 48 minutes. Okay, so far so good. If the film starts at 2:25, 14:25, we're going to add 1 hour. That makes it 15:25. Then you want to add the 48 minutes on. But if you do 48 plus 25, and this really will have probably taken you quite a lot of time to figure out, you're then going to find that this goes to, well, that's going to be 13, carry the one, that's going to be 73. But again, 73, that is more than an hour, so we need to split that up into 60 and 13. And now we're going to say that's another hour here, so now that's going to be 16, and then the 13, giving you 16:13. Okay, how about this one? I think, in my opinion, this one's a bit easier. What is this if we want to change from seconds to minutes and seconds? Remember, there's 60 seconds in a minute. Give this one a go, pause the video. And now let's try this again. The first one, there's going to be 2 lots of 60 left over to get us to 120. Really worth knowing our 60 times tables. Let's quickly go through it. Say it along with me if you can. 60, 120, 180, 240, 300, 360, 420, 480, 540, and 600. If you write them down, you'll notice it's just the 6 times table with a 0 on the end. So in this case, it's going to be 2 and 20 for this one. 1 minute and 45, you've got to do it the other way. 1 minute times 60. Sorry, let me write some of these in actually. So this was going to be 2 minutes and 20 seconds. For this one, you've got 1 minute is 60 plus 45, that's going to be 105. And rather than write all these out, because I know they're just going to get in the way, I'm going to clear the ink. And let's look at the answers here. It can be a bit strange when you first look at it. A really common mistake is people to look at the minutes and think, oh, minutes, it's 100, it's like in meters. But of course it's not. Minutes, seconds, they're both based on 60, which is in its own way quite an interesting system. It was mostly picked because back in the old days, 60, you can divide by a lot more numbers. It's in the 2 times tables, the 3 times tables, the 4 times tables, the 5 times tables, the 6 times tables. So it's got a lot of it's got a lot of factors, is what I mean to say about it. Okay, here are some more I want you to try. Pause the video and give this one a go. And now if you come back, let's look at the answer. If it's 48 hours, how many hours in a day? 24. How many lots? 24 and 48? 2 of them. It's 2 days. Great. They're going to deliver within 2 days. The second one, medicine needs to be taken once every 6 hours. This is quite common. If you have some medicine that you have to take for an illness that you catch or something, or maybe for an allergy, sometimes you'll get them where you need to take them 2, 3, or 4 times a day. So in this case, if it's 6 hours, how many days will 32 tablets last? Because you know how many tablets you've got. You need to know how long you need it for. Well, in this case, if I take them every 6 hours, 6, 12, 18, 24, 4 tablets are going to last me 1 day. So 32 tablets, 32 divided by 4 will be 8 days, right? You could also just say, because it says how many days, you could say how many times can you take them. So you could do 6 hours times 32 and then divide it by 4, but you're going to get into the big numbers here. However, like with many things in maths, the way you choose to do it is what's right for you. And how many hours in a week, I think some of you might have done something like this yesterday when we were doing the independent task. Well, there's 24 hours in a day and there's 7 days in a week. So we just do 7 times 24. Let's do that here. 24 times 7. Remember, it doesn't matter which way around I put it. I'm just doing it like this for ease of calculation. 4 times 7 is 28. Carry the 2. And then 2 times 7 is 14, plus the 2, sorry, is 16. So you get 168. Let's have a quick look, see if these are correct. Boff, that's the way it's done. Here it says write some of your questions for a partner to answer. Although, of course, you don't have a partner, it'd be really great if you could post a comment on the blog with one of these questions so we can give it a go, and then people can reply to it if they think they've got the answer. Now there's 2 more tasks I'm going to want you to do, 3 more tasks actually I'm going to want you to do today. The first one is one like this. I want you to convert the times here from the 24-hour clock, the 12-hour clock, draw it on an hour clock, and try and do it into words. So I'm going to do this one for you now. If you feel confident, pause the video, but otherwise just stay tuned and I'll do it. So the first thing to know is that if we got 20 hours, of course, we don't really say it's 20 o'clock. That would be a bit strange, wouldn't it? So instead, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to say that is PM because it's over 12, so it's going to be 8 PM because it is 12 and then it's 8 more to get to 20. So that's going to show us that it's in the PM. That means if I'm going to draw it, my minute hand is going to be up here and my other hand is going to be down here. I'm doing this on a computer and I'm doing this one on PowerPoint, so I can't use the lines I normally would. If you're doing this at home, please do use a ruler because it'll look nice and neat. And then just up here, you'll just say 8:00 in the evening, or at this time of year, probably I would say 8:00 is at night because of course it's definitely gone dark by this point. 8:00 in the evening. There we go. Okay. Now I want you to try the same thing here. Give this one a go. And then when you finish this, there's one more task I'm going to want you to do. Give this one a go, taking the train, figuring out the train timetable, work out the duration, that means how long the journey takes, in hours and minutes, and then convert the duration of the journeys into minutes. I'll do one for you here. Let's say we've got this one here. So we have, we're leaving Sheffield at 12:29 and we're arriving at 14:30. Well, the difference between 29 and 30 is 1. It's going to be 0, 1, and then that's going to be 2 hours and 0, 1. In minutes, 2 hours is 120, so it's going to be 121 minutes. You give that a go now, see how you get on. And I think I'll post the answer to this on Purple Mash later so you can see how you do it. But good luck and email me if you have any problems.